Alex, I want to thank you for being here with us today. I have some questions about industrial engineering for you. My first question is, why did you choose industrial engineering for your major?
So the reason that I chose industrial engineering was because I knew that I wanted to use my problem-solving skills, and so I kind of drifted towards the College of Engineering, I guess. And then one of the things I really loved about industrial engineering specifically was how flexible it was and the variety of career paths you could choose with it. I mean, industries, there's so many different industries that IUs work in and so many different roles that they can take on. Not really knowing what I wanted to do, I decided to choose that just to have the flexibility.
That made sense.
And then as I got into the courses, started realizing that a lot of industrial engineering is process improvement and improving inefficiencies, and just love that aspect of it.
Do you think there's any misconceptions that people have about IEs when they come to those buzzwords compared to other types of engineering or just the major itself?
I don't know about misconceptions so much. I would say the biggest thing is that I think a lot of people just don't know what industrial engineering is or what industrial engineers do. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a misconception necessarily, but I think people just don't know what it's all about. And then I always joke that if everybody knew what it was all about, then everybody would want to be an industrial engineer, so we got to keep that a secret.
Yeah. What do you think is the most valuable skill that kids need to develop when they're here at Iowa State to be successful?
Oh, jeez.
Or maybe a few. Because there's
I've
a lot.
probably got a list of these. I would say, I would go back to problem solving and say that's going to be a big one, because when you get out into industry, there's just going to be times, and it's not like the company's going to just throw you in and leave you for dead and see if you sink or swim, but there are a lot of times when there's just problems and situations that are occurring and you just have to figure out how to tackle them. And another huge thing that I would say is communication, and that kind of ties in with it to me, because when you're figuring out how to do something, if you don't know, I mean, you got to go find the answer, or go talk to somebody who knows how to find the answer. So communication skills are super important, and I know people joke about those with engineers, you know, but having strong communication skills and being able to build those relationships with people when you get into the workforce are extremely valuable, because you need, I mean, I have so many resources at work now that I can utilize if I need a product engineer, or if I need operators out on the line, or if I need the team leaders. I have resources for all of those, so I can go ask them questions about anything. I don't know the answer to everything at work, obviously, but I probably almost know where to find the answer to everything, or who to contact.
What would you suggest for incoming freshmen or transfer students to make the most of their time here at Iowa State and to get the best experience with this major?
I would say one of the biggest things, which is what everybody's going to say, is getting involved. Clubs and organizations and stuff outside of your classes, and getting to know your professors outside of your classes or in relation to your classes, but going to office hours and stuff like that. Getting involved in clubs, especially with IISE, like the industrial engineering related clubs, are an awesome way to meet other industrial engineering students, start networking, make contacts like that, meet people in industry that come in and talk to the clubs, and also professors will come and talk and get to know them a little bit better, and advisors, everybody in the department really. But going to professors' office hours and stuff, and having questions for them, and playing an active role in your own education, just being as involved as you can. It's really nice. The industrial engineering department always felt like a small community to me, because I knew the professors, and I made a point to know the professors. They don't just, and there's a couple hundred kids going through here every year. They don't know everybody, so you got to kind of work towards that. But it really, really helps when you have questions or anything, and you're comfortable going to ask them, or if you need reference letters for something and you're comfortable going to ask them.
What does an entry-level job entail for your company, Danfoss? What kind of jobs would an intern or maybe even a co-op expect if they were to work, or maybe just IE in general if they were to have an entry-level job?
So as far as Danfoss, I don't know if you guys know what Danfoss does, but we make
Tell us about it.
we make hydraulic pumps. I have like the one-sentence spiel, you know. We make hydraulic pumps and motors for off-road automotive vehicles. So we have big customers around here in agriculture and construction equipment. This is some of our bigger industries, but we have in Ames over 1,000 people at our facility, and we are the manufacturing facility plus all of our support staff and everything. So finance, marketing, sales, everybody's there in one building under one roof. So that's kind of nice. But IEs, as far as entry-level IEs, there's IEs there that do a huge variety of things. We have IEs that work in sales. We have IEs that are team leaders, so like the supervisors on the floor, kind of. And then we have a lot of IEs that work in our process engineering and manufacturing engineering group, and that's what I do. But we do a huge variety of projects. Basically, the focus of our department is manufacturing process improvement. So we work on making sure the assembly lines are as efficient as possible and running smooth. Our process engineers, along with our process technicians, work to just keep things running every day, and then bigger projects to make sure we're improving our lines and increasing capacity, that kind of thing.
Any directions that you see with your career, or some projects that you've worked on in school or at Danfoss that are going to help you with your future? Or maybe even things that you just learned in class, I guess, that's like a continuous improvement type of thing that we do.
Yeah, so much stuff. Some of the big things about undergraduate classes is like even the basic courses that you take, statistics and everything, those courses that's stuff that we use every day. I mean, we're doing,
go away.
yeah, and like time studies, that kind of stuff that you learn in continuous improvement. We do time studies and we apply distributions to them, and we use statistics all the time, so having a good foundation in those things is immensely helpful when you get into corporate world or wherever you end up.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as future career, I think those things, just having a base foundation that you can build off of from all those courses that you took at Iowa State.